Hey everybody, welcome to Vegas Tips and Tricks. Today we're going to continue to talk about Las Vegas hotels, and today I'm going to talk about what I like to call the sweet spot. Those hotels that are a little bit better than the budget hotels, but not as expensive as some of the high-end hotels, but provide a great sort of Vegas experience at a very reasonable price. Before I get started, I wanted to tease you all with something that's also coming up in about a month. If you are not subscribed to our friend Matt Bridger's channel, you need to go do it right now. Matt's going to be back in Vegas at the end of April, and you're going to want to make sure to follow his adventures, as his adventures are usually more interesting and out there than mine, and it's great. And there's a little teaser. There's kind of a collaboration coming with Vegas Tips and Tricks. I can't tell you any more about it, but you'll want to subscribe to Matt's channel so you can find out what it is. So anyway, with that little proviso, is that a word? I don't know. Anyway, so Friday night, I'm doing this on Friday night instead of on Saturday morning because I have to work tomorrow. So I'm going to have a cold beer with y'all. Very tasty, very tasty. So anyway, we're recording this early so we can get it up on Saturday without too much trouble. Am I uneven? Look, this is like the completely unedited version tonight. Anyway, I think I'm a little more even now. Also, if you notice, we had a little bit of an updated, sort of, I don't know, slightly more professional lead into the show today. So if you like that, let me know. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about 4 hotels that I think hit the sweet spot. They're that great value at a, not a cheap hotel, not an expensive hotel, something right in the middle that really hits the spot Vegas-wise. And I'm going to start out with a hotel that's been around for almost exactly 30 years. It's one of the iconic hotels in Las Vegas. It's a place that I know when I first started going, I'm like, I could never afford to stay there. But it's still a tremendous, beautiful property. A lot of amenities on site, nice rooms, a lot of good restaurants, bars, fun things to do in the area, and that's the Mirage. I feel like the price of the Mirage has not changed a lot in the past 10, 20 years. You can still find this hotel, midweek, throw in the resort fees, easily in the 150 to 200 range. On the weekends, going to be a little bit more. If you can afford it, though, consider stepping up to the sort of the second room level. The bathrooms are a little bigger. That's one thing about the early Mirage rooms. Not as large of bathrooms, and so that's a little bit of a disadvantage. Nice pool, not a huge pool. One of those places where you have to get up early and carve out a little spot if you want to hang out there. But a good solid buffet. A lot of good food options. The pantry is a nice sort of coffee shop-y kind of place. They have the Cantor's Deli, which doesn't even exist in New York anymore. It makes a heck of a good, brisket sandwich if you like that sort of thing. Who doesn't? You got hamburgers, you got steaks, you got everything there. So it's a terrific place to stay. Like I said, it's a beautiful hotel and at a reasonable price. So Mirage, one of the sweet spot hotels. Number 2, I'm going to go with Paris, Las Vegas. And this hotel is about 20 years old. And again, when it opened up, it was like, ooh, it's fancy. I can't afford to stay there. Well, you can probably afford to stay there now. Other than probably Caesar's Palace, Cromwell, I think generally would be regarded as maybe the 3rd nicest of the Caesar's properties, but usually at a significantly lower price than you would pay for the first 2 properties I mentioned. Still a really good location, right across from Bellagio, near Cosmopolitan, the city center. You have the walkway over to Bally's we talked about last week. Everything here is very functional. You have a lot of good places to eat. Decent buffet again. You have the Eiffel Tower restaurant, which is a very nice romantic sort of place. You can go eat at Mon Ami Gabi, which you can set out on the terrace and watch the tourists go by as you enjoy your eggs Florentine or whatever you're going to eat. So a lot of good choices there. You have Gordon Ramsay steak. The casino bars are fun. There's a lounge, there's a nightclub. It's usually some kind of show. The shows, I don't really think there's much going on there, but as I said, it's just a solid place. The casino is nice. It's much more attractive than most casinos. You have the sort of Paris sort of skyscape, printed around it. So it's a good place, and I really like the hotel proper. It feels just a little bit away from the madness. The public spaces, I think, are really nice. Everyone I met and interacted with there at the hotel I thought was nice. I had a Burgundy room, which is the most recently remodeled room, and if there's a Vegas top 10 Vegas tips and tricks, it's always book the most recently remodeled rooms. But really like Paris, and so that's another good choice in what I'll call the sweet spot. Number 2, or number 3, depending on which way we're counting, we're going to talk about Mandalay Bay. And Mandalay Bay's gotten kind of a bad rap because of the terrible incident that took place there now almost a year and a half ago. But frankly, it could have taken place at most any strip hotel, and it's a great property. One problem is it's way on the south end of the strip, so it's not usually a place I would recommend for a first timer. But I love the casino. It's very sort of open. You feel like you have a lot of space. A lot of casinos, you feel like you're crammed in there with everybody else. I feel like Mandalay Bay, you have a lot of room to sort of stretch out and relax and enjoy the gambling experience. The rooms are big and nice and recently redone. If you want to step up a little bit more to the Delano, and sometimes it's not a lot more. It's one of those maybe $20 trick things. Rooms that are genuinely suites, 700 plus square feet. One of the nicest rooms you'll have in Las Vegas. Or you could even stay at the Four Seasons, but that's certainly not going to be in the budget or sweet spot category. Best pool in Las Vegas, hands down. Okay, just as the Mirage had the Love Cirque show, which I didn't mention, you have the Michael Jackson Cirque show at Mandalay Bay. Again, decent buffet, not great. There's a lot of restaurants around there, and so I think a great choice. Just a really comfortable place to be if you don't mind being on the south end of the strip. Hey, time for another quick beer. Well, not a whole beer. Finally, and for those of you who've been following the blog, the vlog, the show for a while, you will not be surprised that I would suggest as my number 1, my favorite sort of sweet spot hotel, casino, is Planet Hollywood. All of the rooms here, again, have been recently remodeled. Even the base rooms, which are not huge, have a really nice big bathroom. You get a tub. It's hard to find a tub. You get a tub. It's a nice soaking tub right there in your bathroom. So that's one thing. I like that. Sometimes I like to take a bath. Okay, I'm just that kind of person. But just nice rooms, not spectacular. You can end up getting a really good view if you happen to be facing out towards the Bellagio fountains, the Eiffel Tower, or even south looking down the strip. So it's got good views, it's got good rooms. I like the casino. To me, it has a fun vibe, kind of a young vibe without having an obnoxious vibe. Sometimes places like Cosmopolitan or Cromwell or Aria, places that have a bit more of an upscale feel, sometimes there's a kind of obnoxious factor that I feel from some of the casino patrons. So I think it's a great sort of casino to just sit back, enjoy, and people watch, because you see everybody walking through Planet Hollywood. You've got a lot of great budget to middle level food options on site. The fabulous Earl of Sandwich comes to mind. I like the Pinup Pizza place out front. Not the best pizza in Las Vegas, but it's a big slice and it fills you up, okay? You need that. So some fun casino bars, you've got dancing dealers, you've got, it's just a lot going on. And hey, you're attached to a giant mall, and it's not a mall that you can't afford to buy something in. Miracle Mile shops are nice. A lot of shows on site, not so sure about the Chris Angel thing, but there's usually always a headliner performing at the Zappos Theater. Been there a couple of times. Great place to watch a show. So that's my thoughts. Those are 4 hotels. A little more expensive than the ones we talked about last week, but for a great deal, consider the Mirage, Paris, Mandalay Bay, or Planet Hollywood. So where do we go from here? I don't know if we're going to talk about it next time. We will talk about it sometime in the near future. Is the best of the best. If you want to stay at the best places in Las Vegas and the money is no object, we'll talk about that. And of course, we'll talk about off-strip hotels, downtown hotels, but we may take a break and talk about something else next week. You'll have to be surprised. Along the lines of hotels, this Wednesday we'll start in with the room videos from the trip, still last month. So we'll have room videos coming up from the Cal, from the El Cortez, and from Planet Hollywood. So look forward to that over the next few weeks. So anyway, once again, thanks to all of you who have subscribed. If you want to be notified every time I post an exciting video, hit that little bell, and your phone or your tablet or whatever will say, hey, Vegas Tips and Tricks, uploaded a video. So in any case, whatever you do, please hit that like button. If you have any thoughts yourself on hotels in that sweet spot between too expensive and maybe a little too basic, let me know in the comments down below. Hey, I guess we're going to wrap it up for this week. I hope that you have a fabulous, lucky week, and we will see you soon.